keep volunteers interested, you need to simply reduce the technical expertise required if possible. Unless you're looking for volunteers with specific technical expertise, you need to try to keep it social, keep it focused, but you also need to keep the whole project dynamic, because as volunteers they are volunteering their free time. They don't want to write the same sorts of material for hundreds and hundreds of hours on end. There needs to be some evolution. So having goals and small projects which are attainable in relatively short time scales, I think helps just with the motivation factor. And you can break a big project down into lots of small goals. It also gives you more focus as a project. So I think that could really help with volunteers. But it is difficult, and every volunteer is in it they have different motivation, and that it's difficult to accommodate that. I think you've just got to accept that everybody has their own motivation, and you shouldn't assume that the reason you do something is the reason anybody else is doing the same project. I think that there's a much wider range in motivation than people might realize. We ran 3 different competitions, all looking for different types of material. We thought we could maybe get people to contribute if there was a prize on the line. The first competition was to write a specific section for a book that was missing. The second competition was to write an essay on some real-world application of something that was in the curriculum. And then the final competition was actually an editing one. They weren't very successful. I think that a lot of that has to do with advertising. If you want a competition to be successful, you really have to advertise quite widely. And we didn't have an advertising budget, we only really had a prize money budget. So in future we should factor in some real advertising money.